that when a legislator has a loved one who has a disability, I think that's when a lot of folks get it. Before that, I just think it just can never come close enough for you to really understand and really get it. I think that you have to live the experience.
On April 7, 2003, thousands of people with developmental disabilities and their families marched on the state capitol in Sacramento, California. They came from all parts of the state to address two important issues: the proposed elimination of California's Civil Rights Act for people with disabilities and the draconian budget cuts brought about by California's $35 billion deficit. In the face of this huge deficit, the governor of California is proposing over $100 million in cuts to essential programs and services. Additionally, these dollars have federal matching funds, so the proposed cut goes even deeper, resulting in a cut of almost $150 million. Without a doubt, the effective repeal of the 35-year-old civil rights legislation entitled the Lanterman Act, in combination with these drastic budget cuts, will be devastating to the state's most vulnerable citizens. The full extent of the damage that will be done if these budget cuts are enacted can best be understood by meeting some of the people whose lives will be changed.
Rights! We have rights! We on yourself.
You can pull it out a little bit, right? And then you can tell them what it is.
This is a coffee cake strudel cake. It's very special formula. Bisquick!
Victoria Jackson is a high-functioning individual. She graduated from high school with a B+ average and obtained an AA degree from a local 2-year college. Victoria is also a state-certified manicurist. This makes Victoria an accomplished, well-educated person. But she also has Asperger's syndrome, a form of autism that prevents her from holding a job in the mainstream job market. The syndrome also creates social difficulties that makes it hard for her to function and be part of the community. At the Futures Explored Nifty Thrift, with the help of trainers and staff, Victoria is able to hold a job and play a valuable role.
And you have a wonderful afternoon.
And you enjoy your Easter.
Thank you for dropping by at Nifty's. Thank you for shopping here.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Futures Explored is an essential resource for over 200 adult men and women who learn the work and life-related skills they need to be participating community members. Futures Explored helps adults find work that matches their abilities and provides supportive help so these men and women can do their jobs successfully. Each participant, or consumer, has the opportunity to work at a job or activity that matches their particular abilities.
The community services across the state of California were designed to meet the needs of families and the consumer, to try and allow them to become a part of their community. So they are, in a sense, a part of everyone's community. Our goal is to somewhat be invisible, to make sure that the consumer is the one who is talking and speaking for themselves whenever they can, and we're only there to step in to help them achieve as far as they can and be a part of their community.
Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you.
Stephen Krigbaum just celebrated his 51st birthday with the other members of his group home. Until 2 years ago, Stephen lived in a sheltered, protected situation with his elderly mother.
Okay.
Stephen came to Futures shortly after moving into his group home, and now has a job with a small work enclave 3 days a week. After adjusting to the requirements for grooming and other work-related issues, he takes pride in being able to do the necessary tasks that the job requires. For the first time in his adult life, he feels the pride and personal accomplishment of earning his own spending money. The consumer participants at Futures Explored are accomplishing personal goals. Most consumers earn a paycheck, pay taxes, and patronize local businesses.
We get a lot of positive feedback from our customers who realize what's going on. Everybody's quite patient. Always a positive response from customers. Most of the town of Lafayette realizes that Futures is right here, and they see the presence, and they're welcome. working in the community.
Alive is an innovative day program that services mostly non-ambulatory consumers with moderate to severe physical challenges. The acronym ALIVE stands for Actively Living and Involved in a Variety of Endeavors.
The program is so important to them. The reason we started it was because people were at home. After we had them in school and we taught them and we did mainstreaming and we told them they were equal, and all of a sudden their fellow classmates are in jobs, married, have kids, doing what they want to do, and our folks were at home.
One of the greatest prejudices that are held about people with cerebral palsy or about people who are nonverbal is that they lack mental acuity. In most cases, this is far from true. Kathy Silvera is keenly aware and mentally agile, but her body seems to have a will of its own. It takes a great deal of effort and fortitude to deal with even the simplest of tasks. Kathy communicates using a head pointer and a communication board that has words, letters, and symbols printed on it.
V-E, love.
Soon she hopes to have an electronic communication device called a Dynavox that will give her a voice for the first time in her life.
Okay.
Her partner Ken has been using a Dynavox for several years. The Dynavox gives Ken a greater range of choices and makes possible a quicker, more natural way of communication.
I don't know.
In contrast, Kathy's communication board requires an experienced assistant and a tremendous amount of time and effort. She hopes that funding cuts do not keep her from having this very important, one might say essential, piece of equipment. Kathy also hopes that Governor Davis's proposed funding cuts won't take away their housing, their transportation, or the assistance they need to bathe, dress, feed, and toilet them. For individuals with developmental disability, being part of the community means associating with friends of your choosing, the opportunity to work, to use transportation, to make decisions about how and where you live, and doing the ordinary, even mundane things of life yourself. These achievements will be lost if the proposed budget cuts and trailer bill repealing the Lanterman Act are passed. These cuts will hit the most needy first, with the loss of group homes, transportation, and the services of caregivers. It will mean the loss of medical support, adaptive equipment, and essential day programs that are already staggering under the weight of previous budget cuts and increases in the cost of workers' comp. Programs that give identity, meaning, and hope to Victoria, Stephen, Ken, Kathy, and thousands of people with developmental disabilities from every county, city, and community in California.